All right, let's talk about something we all want more of: time. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful strategy to help you get back your most valuable asset so you can stop drowning in busy work and finally, make some real space for the projects that actually matter.
So let's just start with this number, 25%. I want you to really think about that for a second. What if a quarter of your work week was just gone? Poof, wasted. What could you do if you got all that time back?
Because that 25%, well, it adds up to one full day. One whole day every single week that could be slipping through your fingers. The real question is, where is it going? And look, this isn't about you being lazy or inefficient. Not at all. This is about the hidden cost of busy work, and it's a trap that almost every single one of us in a knowledge-based job falls into. You know, it feels good to check off those little items, but are they really moving the needle? This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The problem isn't being busy. It's being busy with the wrong things. These low-value tasks are tricky because they feel productive, right? But they are the very things standing between you and the work that truly defines your impact.
So here's the big idea. We're not trying to create empty space in your calendar just for the sake of it. The real goal here is to make a strategic trade. We're swapping out those time-consuming low-value tasks for the high-impact strategic work that only you can do.
Okay, so how do we actually do it? How do we make that trade? Well, it all starts with a mental shift. It's about putting on a new pair of glasses to look at your to-do list, and we're going to call it the work sorting system.
At its heart, this is a coaching methodology. Think of it like this. You become your own efficiency coach. It's a deliberate process where you systematically look at everything on your plate and start sorting it into different piles to get that time back.
This is the fundamental difference we need to get straight in our heads. On one side, you've got high-value work. This is your sweet spot, the strategic stuff that really drives your contribution. And on the other side, well, you've got everything else. The tasks that have to get done, but not necessarily by you.
Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Not all low-value work is created equal. We can sort it into 3 distinct buckets. First, you've got your quick kills. These are things you can just stop doing right now, seriously. Then you have offloads, the perfect tasks to delegate. And finally, redesigns, those clunky processes that need a total rethink later on. This chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? That 25% slice of the pie, that's not a small piece. Getting that back is probably the biggest opportunity you have to totally transform your impact at work. Just imagine if 90 or even 95% of your day was spent on that strategic stuff.
Okay, so we get the theory, but theory without action is pretty useless, right? So let's get super practical with a simple 3-step action plan you can literally start using the second this is over.
Here's your anchor. Just 3 words to remember: classify, delegate, and share. Simple, right? Let's break down exactly what each one means.
Step 1 is to classify. And don't overthink this. Just look back at what you did yesterday. Find one single thing you could have just not done. That's your quick kill. Then, find one thing you could have handed off. That's your offload opportunity. That's it. Just one of each to get the ball rolling. Now for step 2. This is all about your mindset. When you delegate that task, the goal is to do it with minimal effort. I know it's tempting to write a perfect, detailed memo, but you have to fight that urge. The point is to get it off your plate fast so you can focus on bigger things. Trust your team. Okay, but here's the secret ingredient, the part that makes this whole system actually stick. It's one thing to do this for a day or two, but the real magic happens when it becomes a permanent habit. And the absolute key to making it stick is accountability. It sounds so simple, but just telling someone else what you're planning to do makes you way more likely to actually follow through. You're creating a little bit of positive pressure for yourself. So who do you tell? Well, it could be your boss. You can frame it as a way to free you up for more strategic work. It could be a coworker you trust who can check in with you, or maybe a mentor. Honestly, who you tell is less important than the simple act of saying it out loud to someone else. So, as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Looking at those 3 categories, quick kill, offload, and redesign, which one is the toughest for you, personally? Are you someone who has trouble just letting things go, or is delegation the big hurdle? Knowing where you struggle is the first step to fixing it. And for those of you who are really feeling this and want to go even deeper, things like positive psychology coaching courses can be an amazing way to turn these ideas into a real, lasting skill. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Make sure you come back next week because we're going to be breaking down the buffer time strategy, another awesome tool to help you take back control of your day. See you then.